I feel like most salespeople see sales as an artistic or athlete kind of way. Yeah. You're a great salesman because you know how to say things, and I don't think so.
In sales, the common assumption is that the customer knows what they need, but that's not true at all.
Especially those that say that they do.
Yeah.
I think if you're a CRO or a CMO, the best thing you can do is listen. I'm saying again, the number one reason we see companies, even our clients, I'm saying succeed or not, is the ones that have cracked their ICP in the new way. An ICP in 2025 is not job title and company size. It is company growth, tech stack. What do they do? What do they look like? Your buyers, what are they doing besides you? Again, it's hard to hear because people think it's AI everywhere. The game changer is AI for targeting.
Hey everyone, I'm Naz. I'm the CEO of Next.ai, the AI CRM for AI native startups. And here I am with Fady Ben Younes, who is the CRO and the founding AE at Topo. Now, before we even talk about Topo, I would love to first understand who's Fady? Where are you coming from? What's your story, man?
I'd love to meet with you, Naz, and thank you for the invitation here. I'm Fady, as you said, and besides Topo and my work, I grew up in a small island called Jerba. Grew up with a very scientific / mathematic way of growing up, meaning not sales, not the opposite way of this. I've always been obsessed about structuring things, and that's why I was obsessed with mathematics. And then moved to France from Tunisia, my home country here, and did different works. So management consulting, spreadsheets, expert basically. And then was doing sales at a company called Pigment that was replacing spreadsheets. All my career, I would say, has been opportunistic, meaning I like logic. I want to work in the spreadsheets and then wanted to replace them. And now I was doing sales to replace them. And now I feel there's a different way today to do sales. And right now at Topo, I'm working to replace that as well.
So tell us a bit about Topo. Like, what's Topo?
Topo, which by the way, in Italian means mouse. Topo is a YC company. And what we do is, I think like half of SF saying this week, an ASDR. Yeah. That's what the market calls us. Or the market calls you a cat, you are a cat. But what really is, it's changing the way people do lead generation and outreach. 20 years back, they used to go in books, find exact job title and exact company. Later on, they went to do this on Zoom Info and Apollo and still look manually for leads and contact them. We're trying to reverse that. So we're trying to help teams do outreach in a different way.
Can you explain a bit how that works?
Yeah, so again, I will get back to the scientific way. All of this started, this is my experience. This is also Dan and Robin's experience as my co-founders at Aircall. I feel like most salespeople see sales as an artistic or athlete kind of way. Yeah. You're a great salesman because you know how to say things. And I don't think so. I think sales is a formula. It's a science. And that works is, if you're selling something, you need to understand who are your competitors, who are your partners, what ecosystem are you going in. Always be listening to that and understand how you pitch yourself in a different value, and that's how you book meetings. So what we do, we ask you what is your ICP, and that is not job title and company size. What tech stack the company you're going after uses. That is, who are your competitors? That is, what are the different personas you sell to and what are the different value prop you sell to? And then what we do is, we help you after these people when they start checking your competitors, for example. Or if you are a HubSpot partner, this is what we had a lot of discussions with them here. You only want to work with companies that are switching from this CRM to the other CRM. So we can also help you filter by that.
Got it. So you help people find the signals. You're trying to look at buying intent and then use that intent to run a workflow to do reach out, for example.
Exactly. But it's not only buying intent. This can be also trying to reverse engineer what you know. And we're no good if you don't know what you want to go after. So that's why we help you before working with you to understand what is your ideal customer profile, but also how's the journey like. For example, if you have 5 clients and one of them is Pigment, let's say, or Salesforce. So what we can do is also do outreach of buyers that know some of your customers. So you can also expand your founder sales mode or your network mode. So it can be buyer intent, it can be expanding founder sales motion, it can be founding localized.
So also enabling like partner sales where you can find the partners that probably know. And so this is a cool one because one thing my friend Abdul Mukadi, who runs Master Inbox, one thing that he does is finding echo chambers on LinkedIn. What that means is that he knows the people, even though they might not be selling the same product, he knows the people who reach out to the same audience that he reaches out to, and he would just go and comment on their things. So those people see what this guy is saying and reach out to him. And that's how he books a lot of meetings through that as well.
100%. I met Abdul, and I think this is very, very smart. I get this a lot with founders, especially early stage. They say, oh, I only have 4 clients. I don't have marketing budget. And the only reason I sell is people know me. It's only my network. But your network, you can do 10x of that. If the 5 people that trust you, you know people that know them well. And that's something you can do. So it can be people following your competitors, but can also be people that know you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, word of mouth at scale. And so while we're talking about this, I would love to know what your GTM playbook Topo looks like what your GTM stack is, how you're running it day to day, and also try to understand, I would love to understand what has been your learning journey been while implementing this playbook.
I really hate to talk about tech stack before talking about why.
Yeah.
And this is here at Inbound, I think this has been my number one learning is a lot of people buy tech stack, and I don't think they should. I think you should understand what you need. You should plan what you need to grow and find these puzzles versus tech stack. So what we do is we understand that some sectors we can work with them better than others. This is tech stack.
Yeah.
For example, we work with different companies, but companies with HubSpot, we have a deeper integration with them. So when we do outreach, we focus on this. We're using Topo. And then we also check a lot of people that are recently connected or following our competitors. So here I've seen like 20 trucks with an ASDR written on them and doing advertising. So we're going after people that just saw that, decided to follow that page on LinkedIn.
That reminds me, you had told me that trick as well.
Yeah.
Where if someone's following your competitor's page, they might be buying.
Yeah.
But if they're following a second competitor's page in the same week,
Exactly.
they're definitely buying.
Exactly.
Right? And you just go out and like do everything, put them in all sequences,
Yeah.
and make sure that you can get to them because they're definitely buying.
And doing retargeting. So that's what I'm saying is what we do is, I'm going back to the tech stack, is we have Topo for outreach. So we're sending emails on LinkedIn with Topo after these signals. People checking our competitors, companies using HubSpot. If they use a phone system, usually it's a signal that they want to grow their outreach. So air call, cloud talk, things like this. We're also using different signals. Companies that follow our clients, our happy clients. So if you start following, I would say, Cloud Talk, which is a client of ours, we're going to say, hi, you may be familiar with Cloud Talk, which is a great product that we love, and they also love us. Here's what we do.
I'll dive a little bit deeper on the signal stuff and we can go forward. Every company now, these days is like scraping for signals, right? There's Trigify, there's Apify. All of these companies are like really going scraping signals. Ampermark is there.
Yeah.
And it's really become hard to figure out which signal should I follow? Like which signal actually tells me what my customer is buying. Like how do you even like figure that out?
This is why most ASDRs fail. That's why also we put the human in loop. So when companies ask us, what is the difference you have in the market? Is we don't like to put a human in loop, just to be clear. It's costing us money. So if you're a SaaS software, you're selling the software. What we do is a human in loop is before launching any campaign, we sit, so we do it in the sales cycle and we do it after the sales cycle. Understand what's your partner ecosystem. The companies you sell to, do they need to have specific tools so you can integrate with them? Who are your competitors? And we recommend with them to start with 3 to 6 signals equals 3 to 6 campaigns. You can have the dashboards, and after 2 weeks, we meet with you, check the success, and after 1 month, you kill the 20% not performing, and you change it with new ones, and you double down on those performing. And I think this is the same formula you can apply with whatever tool you use. Again, this is my blindly honest opinion. I think the number one reason ASDRs or Ample Market or Clay, whatever, fail or work, a lot of it is relying on the client themselves, and the second part on how the tool has been proposed to them. So if you think ASDR is a magic tool, and you tell you this, then you're not going to spend time and sit down and think. And then you will fail. So I'm saying is there are some products we really like that do the same approach as us, meaning the human in loop and help you understand what are the great signals for you, because signals are still new. We think everyone is using a signal and intent and AI and all of this. I think it doesn't mean anything. This is still new to people. And the question is, it's not what signal do you want to use. The question is, who are the clients that love you? And if you're telling me the clients that love me are clients that have HubSpot, that have 3 SDRs, 1 AE, and they're growing their company by 20, 30% plus a year, okay, it's great. Let's target that. I'm saying again, the number one reason we see companies, even our clients, I'm saying succeed or not, is the ones that have cracked their ICP in the new way. An ICP in 2025 is not job title and company size. It is company size, company growth, tech stack. What do they do? What do they look like? Your buyers, what are they doing besides you? What are they doing? Are they hiring? Are they buying a sales enablement tool? Are they working with a recruitment agency? Like, what are they doing? So I'm saying is the shift is a shift that we're seeing with the founders and CROs and head of sales, the way they define their ICP. And that is, I think, the hardest thing we need to solve at Topo for the next 10 years.
Got it. And so let's say if you figured out like 3 to 6 signals, and that's what you do for yourself as well, how do you go after that?
So this is, again, how we differentiate is, I'm not saying this is the right approach or the wrong one. I'm saying there are different solutions. So our approach is, if there is a very hot signal, you should not wait for your SDR to activate that. So we're not pushing this to your HubSpot and CRM and say, hi, you have an MQL, send it to someone and activate it, is we do the opposite way. So you define what you want to say to these people if this signal is triggered, meaning a sequence. So let's say if someone is hiring 5 AEs and you are a recruitment agency, you're probably saying a very similar thing. So you put the trigger first, you set up the sequence. I will send them a mail, number one, and then a second mail, and then I send a LinkedIn message and a LinkedIn invitation. And then when the AI is not in the messaging, we do it, but that's not what's going to change your life. What's going to change your outbound is AI for targeting. Again, it's hard to hear because people think it's AI everywhere. The game changer is AI for targeting. So when someone is triggering that signal, automatically they will get that sequence. And then you get notified, hi, email has been sent to this person. This is the reason behind it. If you want to watch that or do some one-on-one personalization or ask for an intro, you can still do it.
So you get the signals, you get the message that, these people qualify for the signals, and then you have your team internally write down those emails, or do they?
No. So the user, when you use Topo, is you have the signal you use there. So you say, you have a own campaign. Let's say you're here, anyone following my competitor within my ICP, I want them to receive the sequence of mail. First, you're gonna write that mail number one, the client, user of Topo, mail number one, mail number two, or LinkedIn. You can write it yourself, you can use Topo AI for it. We recommend both.
Okay.
You should not only rely on AI, you should also do some homework. And once you do this, you have put your signal, you go to sleep. Tomorrow morning, you will come and you will see that 20 people have been triggered by that and have been outraged.
Got it. What part in your GTM strategy today you stop using Topo and you have to jump to something else?
So one of them is phone calls. So this has been a decision of ours, is not to do AI for phone calls. I think if everyone is doing AI for phone calls, no one will answer their phones. Their pickup rate is already low. So what we do is, I have an SDR. The only thing she does is phone calls. She calls people that have been following our competitors, that have been hiring SDRs, that have opened our mail at least 3-4 times, so they know what we do. And she gives them a warm call. So this is the human part, meaning it's an option. You don't have to have SDRs to use us. What I'm saying is, if you want to have more, SDRs still have a job. It's not fire SDRs, hire our SDR. I think it's both. Second part is closing. So after people come in the inbound, at Topo we book about 227, this is last month, meetings a month. And then our AEs spend their time taking these demos or follow-ups. During the demo, use some AI note taker. I think everyone is using this one today. We sync it to our CRM.
What do you use?
Circleback.
Yeah.
It's also an IC company, and we really love what they do. They're a small team, very lean.
How did you end up choosing Circleback? Because right now there has been like so many AI note takers, like everyone's building their own. How did you choose that?
Actually, this was chosen by Dan, my CEO. I think he knows the founders. I think they had a call about their vision. What do they want to do in the future? Not just now. I think everyone can do an AI note taker. It's about what do you want to do after. So they've been really good because we've been sharing a lot of feedback with them, and some of the feedback has been implemented very shortly. And then we have HubSpot as a CRM, we have Slack, we have Aircall for the phone calls, we have Call.com for booking the meetings, and which I really love. I used to use Calendly before. I prefer Call.com for that. And we also do the only thing we do for marketing is we do retargeting of the hot leads. So anyone who checked our website from Airbnb, or anyone who opened the mails from Topo, or anyone who's followed our competitors, we take that CSV file as a contact level and push that through LinkedIn ads for contact level retargeting.
Oh, nice.
And that has been very good for us. We don't have a big marketing team. That's the only play we do, and it has been very well.
And so for LinkedIn ads, do you guys do sponsored ads, or are you boosting posts right now?
We're doing both. We're doing LinkedIn ads for the page. We have a lot of organic posts. So me and Dan are posting a lot.
Yeah.
Dan is posting almost daily. I post once a week. And what we're doing is we try to push these posts a little bit. That has been really good for us.
But LinkedIn ads can be pretty expensive. So how do
can
you
be.
get the ROI out of that?
So what we're doing is we try to target people that have been actually following two competitors in the same week. So basically, we try to target only buyers. We also use some of Sales Navigator signals, which is really great. It's called software intent. It depends on your sector, but in our business, it knows well when people are interested in AI for outreach. So there's like a category software there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how this works, but I think if someone checks the company page of our competitors without following them or whatever, LinkedIn kind of understands that. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but some of these signals have been good. It is expensive, but the closing rate of these meetings have been high because people are buying emotion, and they are different people. I think people that respond to mails are different people that respond to ads, that are different people who respond to calls.
How do you choose that? How do you figure out that I need to target this person on LinkedIn versus email?
We don't. We do all of them. we do all of them, and then depends on how the user reacts. They will take the channel that works best for them.
Got it. And doesn't it get very annoying because I get emails saying that, we want to talk to you on a podcast about real estate. And I'm like, I am not doing anything in real estate. So how do you make sure that it does not get annoying when you reach out to people?
First thing is give them the right to opt out, which is one is mandatory and two is a good option there. Two is we try to make our outreach a bit fun. So our mails are very short. We're not telling them that we know stuff about them. Meaning, I think I get some mails that are very creepy. Hi, I've seen you added the 2 CEOs of my competitors. Do you want to use ours? No. We also don't do contact level personalization. I've got, I live in Paris. So when the Paris Saint-Germain won the Champions League, I got like 10 mails at night. So we don't do that. So we try to make it relevant. For example, if you're a YC founder following a competitor, we'll say, hi, Chris. This is Dan from Topo. We've been at this YC batch. I saw you're hiring some SDRs in your team. Hope things are going well for you. If you're thinking about doing some stuff differently in your outgen, let's have a chat. I'll share with you some experiences. So genuine, and then the call is genuine. So we're not selling them a demo. And then we tell you our approach, like I'm doing right here. And then if you feel that actually I want to use these kind of signals, this is relevant for me, then we advance them there. Yeah. And then some businesses say, I don't have any signal you want to go after. I don't have any competitor. We are a unique proposition. I don't have much customers. I'm not sure about my PMF. I'm iterating, I'm pivoting, in which case we tell them, go try that, get some Instantly, get some Apollo, get some Sales Nav, try that yourself. And once you have a success, we can help you with that.
Yeah, that's interesting. And this also kind of gives me segue to go into a little bit of deal management, right? Because there's a lot of back and forth that happens. You have booked the call, the demo has happened. Now, they're not sure if they want to buy, you need to nurture them a little bit because, of course, you can't be going on LinkedIn and saying, which, again, a lot of the annoying messages that I get is like, hey, I can give you only on a commission basis 10,000 leads. Or you don't want, like, I see the first line and I'll just like close that LinkedIn. So there's some nurturing that you need to do, right? Because these guys are not sure, they're confused, they're looking at other tools. They're looking at the pricing. They're thinking, is it really going to be worth it? Yeah. Can I try it? Should I try it? Is my team going to be happy with it? How do you, number one, how do you manage that process? That's number one, because there's a lot of back and forth. And number two, how do you know who needs to be nurtured how much and when someone is ready for the pitch?
Second one is a hard one. I will start with the first one. Yeah. For the first one, what we do is a demo or a first meeting is not about us, it's about them. And they know it. And I think the way sales is being done in 2025 has changed. Before it was only doing a discovery and not telling no to a demo. Today it's both. And so what we do is first understand their ICP. We do it before the call. So we have an AI tool that helps us get the ICP of every demo we have before the call. And then we ask them, is that their ICP today or is it changing? Very important because every time it's changing. And then we ask them, how are they doing outreach today? I don't know if you've read the book Gap Selling.
I haven't.
I recommend it. I have it on me here, so I can give you a copy of that. I think it's the essence of sales, especially today in the AI market when it's very transactional. So a lot of buyers forget where they are at and why they want to achieve things.
Yeah.
So our job is to tell them, what are you doing today? So we understand where you're at, because a change is like driving a car. You start from point A to point B.
Yeah.
A lot of buyers don't know where they stand and don't know where they want to go. So our job is to tell them, ask them, which point are you at? Is at point A? And then ask them, what are you doing today?
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Yeah. So if you want to go to point B, what are you doing to go there?
Yeah.
And if they're missing out on some of these things, we're going to tell them, would it help if you do this? This is what we do. And if they say, I don't know, I've never done it.
Yeah.
So after the calls, we give them a sample. So if you say, I don't know if selling to, if I'm a HubSpot partner agency and I'm selling to companies having Pipedrive, I don't know if I have success in there. But okay, so if you're gonna go after this, let me do something. Let me check the companies that use Pipedrive and are following HubSpot this week.
Yeah.
And I will send you 10 people.
Yeah.
You try that, you check that, and tell me if this information is relevant. And by the next call we meet next week, you tell me how that worked. And usually that's how we keep most momentum.
That's true, because we have also realized that there's a lot of checking in and educating that needs to be done in sales.
Yeah.
Because in sales, the common assumption is that the customer knows what they need. They know what they're buying. They know what they need to buy. But that's not true at all.
Especially those that say that they do.
Yeah.
The buyers that say they know what they need are the ones that...
In fact, this is what happened to me. So I was talking to this CRO at this AI startup, and I think they have raised a good Series A, Series B round, and now they've been trying to focus more on enterprise.
Yeah.
And so I meet the CRO. This guy's like, hey, I've got 25 sales of AE and sales leadership experience, and I was just trying to pitch our CRM to this guy. And I started feeling like, okay, this is not really the persona that I've been pitching to, but let's go with it. I want to see how this goes. And he was like, yeah, your CRM sounds interesting. Yeah, everything updates automatically. That's an amazing thing. But I'm really going to go with the battle tested stuff. And I'm going to go buy HubSpot. And so I was a bit confused of okay, I don't understand the motivation of this guy buying HubSpot yet. So I was like, let's drop this conversation about buying next. Don't buy next. I am now very interested in figuring out, why are you buying HubSpot? And he was like, actually, I want to run some outreach campaigns and go to enterprises, and they're not really on LinkedIn. We want to do email campaigns and stuff. I'm like, are you sure you want to run that in HubSpot? That doesn't sound like the right stack for you, because it's not going to provide you warmed up inboxes. Yeah. It's not going to do inbox rotation for you. You cannot really do outbound at scale with this on email. And so he was like, okay, I don't know, man. What should I do? I was like, all right, I'm not going to sell you anything, but let me take a consultant hat. Yeah. And let's think about how are you going to you can use Smart Lead, which gives you inbox or Lemlist or a proper inboxing solution. You need a unified inbox solution, which could be Smart Lead or Master Inbox or anything. You need some basic qualification before you send the email and after you get the reply, before you actually push it to your AEs or SDRs, right? And so you need something like Clay to be able to do that. And this guy is now taking notes.
But that's fine. Not every CRO is
Which is fine. But the thing was that I think a lot of people, as you said, who say that I know what I need, is really coming from okay, I'm just going to go with a safe solution because I don't want to get fired buying this.
It's more I have a guess and it's a safe guess.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not really thinking through of okay, sales has changed a lot in 2025.
And it's still changing.
A lot of people who have been CROs for 30 years are still trying to figure out, what is this new way of selling?
That's true. And a lot of them are catching up to what's happening in 2018 today.
Yeah.
Which is still an upgrade for them. Yeah. That's true. And that's why I think our job is, even if we're selling AI solutions, is not to be transactional, is to be doing educational sales. Yeah. And it has always been. And it's also our job not to be arrogant. I've seen a lot of AI tools for sales showing on LinkedIn why this client of theirs don't understand anything about AI. It's our job as salespeople to educate on this. It's the same thing. So at Topo, we also do the whole thing. So like domain warm-up, rotation, signals, enrichment, push to CRM, contact sequences. And we have this one slide will say step 0, if you're gonna do outreach, is you need to have new domain names, do not hurt yours, warm-up, rotation, and this is why. Step 2 is pre-qualification. Step 3, signal. Step 4, enrichment. Step 5, pushing this. That's what you do with Topo. And these are the tools basically we are kind of replacing in here. This happens for me mostly with US customers, never with Europe. It's like they say, oh, I know everything here. I want to just, don't educate me. I'm offended. Like, all right, I'll trust you on this. And then the second meeting, they'll say, I don't get it. Why are we not using our own domain names for this, our primary domain names for this? I'm like, let me go back to that slide. Sorry, let's do it here. But yeah, I think I understand it. Even at the Topo, like we're always here at Inbound, what has been great is meeting companies like you, like why is the CRM changing? Why is the deal cycle is changing? Like it's always evolving. Yeah. And I think if you're a CRO or a CMO, the best thing you can do is listen. And that's what we try to do as well.
All right, I'm so glad that we got some joy in the juice. Before we keep talking, one thing that I'm super interested to understand is that, of course, you would have tried out multiple things, multiple GTM experiments before you landed on something that actually started working for you, right? Because founders talk about product market fit a lot and understand that, and the build, measure, learn loop and all of that. But how do you actually run GTM experiments and learn from them and actually get to something eventually is not really much talked about? And I'd love to know like what your journey finding your GTM market fit has been.
I think that's a different journey obviously for every company, and every company does it in a very different way. The way we see it is, this is what we spoke about before the podcast, is there are different steps to it. Step number 1 would be you need to check, like we think that the go-to-market journey is at different stacks you need to lay up, and you need to do it step by step. So step number 1, we see it, is always the message market fit. Is usually a product or a company has different value proposition. The value you get out of it, the way you use it is very different. So first is you need to find your message market fit, which means which area of your product, what is the end goal, the output of your product that gives that value. So first, you need to have different value propositions and test that. The way you do it is doing different outreach to the same persona or same segment with different messaging. And the messaging is not just text, it's different value proposition. I'm saying the example for Topo. Topo the outputs you can get from it can be more pipeline, but how that can be, this can be from more awareness, this can be with meeting more competitors when they are buying, this can be by doing retargeted. You see, this is very different messaging. So maybe our message product fit is with CMOs, mentioning the ads part, or maybe it's with CROs, or maybe it's with founders with no SDRs. So what we did is tested the different value propositions to companies with SDRs, with companies without SDRs, with companies that are doing a lot of LinkedIn ads.
But isn't there a risk when you try out all these different messages that the market starts confusing you because there's so many different types of messaging about the same product?
But you're sending these to different personas. Meaning if you have a message to the CMO, and another message on a CRO of a different company, unless you're a very big company, doesn't matter. The reason you do this is when you are a small company, because you want to find your message product fit. You're not doing this when you are Apollo or Gong. You're doing this when you're going from 0 to 2 million euro. So that's what we did. Once you do that, then it's about your product market fit. And we think message market fit comes first. First, we need to understand why people actually wanted to buy from you. And we thought people wanted to buy from us, it's just they want to have more meetings booked. And when we met with them after buying, it was actually more. They wanted to understand with which ICP or with which persona they get better responses. So they need to take this to product and iterate on this, which we didn't know. So what we did is change the product itself to add more analytics to it, which has led us to product market fit, which after selling to clients, is understand why clients love you, not like you, not use you, not buy you, love you. And these are, you take your happiest clients, you take the biggest renewals, and you speak with them, not in a sales way. There's nothing to sell. The renewal is done, is understand why. Step 2, I was talking about stacks. So this is step one, message market fit. Step two is product market fit. And this is our approach to it. Step three on top is take that feedback from product market fit to product, but also to sales, to change the way you do the discovery in meetings, but also the way you do your pipeline. Because then you want to sell to people that love you.
Yeah.
So you want to do lookalikes. You want to send to companies that they know why they're buying you. And that, for us at Topo, has changed on the past 6 months, for example.
How has that changed?
Because we found some higher correlation in the companies that love us. Mm-hmm. And we thought that it fits certain profile. And now you see, you take your TAM, you take your addressable market, then you take your sweet spot, and inside of your sweet spot, then you see the different circle there. And that's where we found that with certain companies, for example, we found that non-software companies love us. So we still serve software companies, YC found companies, etc. But high-ticket non-software companies are underserved a lot. Mm-hmm. And Topo is a crazy game changer for them. Because they need help with what the Signal does, or your competitor, and no one in non-software is doing this. Mm. So like agencies, we work with a company that sells $2 million printers. None of their competitors are most of their competitors are doing sales like Dunder Mifflin. Yeah. So you get Topo, you are beating the market more than your competitors, way more. Mm. Meaning, I'm not saying if you're doing software, use Topo, that's great. But mostly your competitors are also using something similar. Mm. Well, if you're not using, you may be dying.
Let's switch over to, because I know that you have done some angel investment as well, yeah, startups. And how did you get into angel investing? How do you even figure out which startups you would like to invest in? What's your thesis been?
So the way this happened is, the whole story is when I was back in Tunisia, I launched my small startup there before coming here, mm-hmm, which didn't work well. But because also back in my country, we didn't have any VC structure. Now we have one. And I've always wanted to live in the shoes of a founder. So right now I'm at Topo. I was not there on day one. So I wanted to work in the early stage. That's why I joined Topo. And before all of this, I said, okay, I think I understand. If I want to be living the life or kind of in the shoes of a founder, one way to do it is to be an angel investor, because you will put where your money is. Yeah. That's the best way to show it. But also, I want to invest in industries I don't know. I think I'm good in outbound and sales, but I'm no expert in marketing. I'm no expert in account management. I'm no expert in insurance. So what I did is I took every YC batch from winter 23, winter 24, did a spreadsheet, asked a friend for a clubs of demo day, benchmark that on founder market fit, benchmark that on the traction in the company, and I asked to meet some of them to invest. Topo was one of them, but they didn't want to take my money back then. Back then, what happened to me is every YC company I liked to invest in turned me down because they didn't need the money and they were almost fully commit. And the companies who wanted my money, I didn't want to invest in. I got a recommendation with a founder that used to do management consulting, and his other co-founder used to work with a similar company to my cousin, who was doing investment banking. And the technical guy, I got some feedback that he's one of the best ones in the space. I decided to meet with them. There's a company called Kidios, and they are changing the future of food procurement. So they're creating a stock exchange for raw material, like olive oil. So you can check the price of olive oil every day. And if you're on your liver, you can hedge the price. I don't understand anything they said on the first call. And I invested because I think the two co-founders have a very strong founder market fit. Both come from the agriculture space, agriculture trading space, a very niche. Both have been the best in the game. Their vision and experience and the way they plan to do things has been great. I still don't understand how the product they do. I help them do sales. So they don't know how to do outreach. So I think I have some value to add, which is outreach and outbound there. So I invested in them. This was my first experience. And again, I think the best experiences are like this. When I invested, they showed me a PowerPoint. We had one coffee. Sorry if my bank is hearing this, I took $15K for my student loan and put it there.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because you basically put your heart into it and you fully committed and got the money to put in. So you were basically kind of like a founder burning all bridges and going into it. Whereas a lot of angel investors and VCs I have some side money just lying around, I'm going to put that money in. And
I took student loan for it.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of founders are scared of taking that money, or if they take that money, they realize that I gave away my equity, but I'm getting no value for it.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, it's very important for founders also to like find early believers and advisors and angels who are going to, put the money where their mouth is.
I agree with a lot of that, but I think there is also, at YC, for example, the partners tell you there is no smart money. There's only money. And I think that is true. What I mean by this is I've been helping this company, Kidios and Mikael, the founder, on the outbound, etc. I think as a founder, you should not take money because you think there's smart money. You should go with the assumption smart money does not exist. Money equals money. And anything on top is great. But you should not price it or acknowledge as there is so smart money. Because yes, I'm helping them with this, but half of the business angels I see are like, I can help you with introduction, I can help you with this, and then, which is all great.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you to invest as money. Anything extra should not be. So there's a big debate. Does smart money exist? I think yes, but we should no one should acknowledge it. It's cherry on top.
It's like setting a clear expectation.
Exactly.
Like, if you're just doing it for the money, let's just do it for the money.
Yeah.
Until
Anything
unless,
more is more.
I think, it's a fine balance, because sometimes you also want to get people on board. Like we have done that for we got one advisor. He was like, I wanted to commit. I'm like, just put in $1,000. That's fine.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I don't want your money. I really want you.
And those people are willing to help you.
I think those are really all my questions. It was great to have you, Fady, here, and really great insights. Like I learned so much about GTM that I did not know before.
Thank you, Naz. I think coming to Inbound, meeting you, discussing with different founders here, I learned a lot about the future of CRM. This is one thing I did not expect to learn about this week. So that's been great. And for all the founders out there, don't let people give you their opinion, make yours.
Yeah.
Be scientific about it. Sales is not an art, sales is a science. And thank you.
All right. Thanks, Fady.
Thank you.